Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. I am back again for your monthly tarot horoscope. This is for sex and relationships for everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in Aries. Okay. This is I'm using a new deck actually, special deck that I created using the Decameron Tarot. Okay, this is for mature audiences. Anybody who is 18 or over who can handle it, okay? Basically, this is for you guys. So my computer light issue. It's a little bit better. Okay. It's hard to not get like a grainy light thing. So basically I'm using the Decameron deck and I created it. As you can see, all this writing on the side of the cards, that's my writing. I basically took 2 cards out of the deck as well that I didn't like and replaced them and made 2 additional cards. So there may be, just thinking now, if I took a third one out, I think it's only 2. But this deck varies very much from what the booklet says, and this is like a whole new series that I'm doing. I am still going to be doing my regular videos, and I am still going to be doing, I am also going to be doing a whole health series where it's all about natural medicine, because I created and finished that deck as well. So I've been busy. People have asked me what I've been doing, and I have had a lot of private clients. I am still doing private readings for people. So my email is elizabetholson31@gmail.com should you want to have one of those private readings. And so this is different than what you're going to find out there. You're more than welcome to Google the Decameron Tarot. It's an erotic deck. It's very, very graphic. So just sort of heads up on that. So let's see, Aries. Everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in Aries. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more. Don't feel like I shuffled enough. It's a really cool deck. I got so excited about this deck that I said, okay, I'm going to do this first before I do my regular readings. And this is just for sex and relationships for the month of March 2015 for lovely Aries. Okay, I think I'm ready. Okay, so it's a cool spread. Got a lot going on, Aries. The first card, which is the track that you're on, is this card. Okay, which I happen to really like this image. The people online that have talked about this deck do not like this. I don't know why. To me, she seems really happy. So everybody sees things differently. This is the start of a new relationship, okay, or a natural sexual connection or chemistry. Having feelings for someone, which include desire to have sex with that person, are strong, okay. The relationship will lead to sex, and it's time to start dating or to see where it goes. To me, this is having a strong, it's strong connection. For those of you who are single, who are just starting to date or need to start dating, you're going to meet somebody you have a strong, like, sex connection. Like, you have to do it. Like, it's necessary, okay? For those of you who are in a relationship, you have a strong sex connection where you feel like you still want to have sex with them. Maybe you've been in a relationship for some time, or you're married even, and you still have the desire for that person. And if it's something new, because I feel like a lot of you're yearning for in a relationship, in a new relationship, this is what you're looking for. You're looking for that really strong sex connection, or just chemistry. Not everybody has chemistry, so maybe you've been dating a while and you just haven't felt that connection, that chemistry with somebody. You know, it's desire. I feel like it's more desire in like it's just desire for sex too. It's not necessarily like having to do with a relationship. It's just kind of like being horny. Like I see it as being like a really horny card where your hormones are going and you're just like really like wanting to do it. See, because to me, she's like really into it. You know what I mean? She's really into it. So to me, it's like her sex drive is like on. Like all the pheromones are going, okay? And maybe she's met someone, Aries females, you met somebody who turns you on, or it could just be that in the month of March, you're feeling quite horny for some reason, especially Aries females. I'm also getting that if you're an older Aries female, you may be getting like your sex drive back. You may not have felt like doing it recently, but for some reason I feel like in March it's springtime, you're gonna get your sex drive back. Now the card that's crossing you is a really great card. It's a great card. There's a lot of different fun cards in my deck, but this is a really good one. I'll show you this. You can see it's pretty graphic there. You can see they're both having a good time. And it says, oh yes, hot, passionate sex, satisfying for both partners, a great time to get off on each other, to be totally into it. A honeymoon that lasts a long time, so those of you who are going away on a honeymoon, this is good. It says orgasmic multiple positions, sex that works or flows. Okay, it says doing it in more ways than one. Have sex, i.e. on the floor, on the couch, in the bed, in the kitchen, on the wall, rather than just fucking. And I said there's a difference. Okay, so you guys are like, for those of you who are in a partnership, or those of you who I feel like some of you are looking for this, those of you who are single, you're looking for it. You're looking for something that's different than just like done. You know what I mean? You're not looking for that. You want the full thing, okay? You want to kind of keep going, maybe having sex that lasts a little bit longer, doing it in different ways, in different places in the house, just really getting it on. You might want to call this the 5-hour sex card, because people talk about 5-hour sex, but this to me is what's 5-hour sex. It's not like you're continuously doing it for 5 hours. It's just like you're really into that person and you kind of you kind of maybe take a little break and then kind of start again, and then you maybe move to a different place in the house and then you start again, and it's just like it keeps going for a while. And you're on fire, and to me Aries is a fire sign, so this is like you're on fire. You have the hots for somebody, okay? If this is a marriage, the sex is very good. Yeah, it just kind of flows. It flows. It's easy. Like there's some people that like, again, it's like interesting because there's chemistry. The chemistry things kind of like flow for you. And it's important to have that. You don't have that awkward. There's no awkwardness. It's just it flows really good, and both parties are really comfortable. They want to do it. It's a good thing. And okay, I just want to take a side note and say that I'm excited about doing these videos just because using this deck, because there's so much out there that's like makes sort of sex look bad or like dirty or like like we shouldn't be doing it, but everybody does it. We're all adults, so I kind of really like this deck because it kind of takes a look at sex in different ways, and it's not meant to make anybody feel bad about it. There's no guilt involved, in these cards. So it's about embracing your sexuality. It's about embracing sex and having sex and doing it more. Okay, I'll say that. Okay, so anyways, in the distant past, Aries, this is technically, okay, the Tower card, okay, in the Decameron deck, but it's different than what people see. You can see she's just giving him a hand job here, but it says a gorgeous couple that looks good together but has no sexual chemistry. Okay, it says his gorgeous cock is wasted by her lack of enthusiasm and inexperience, little to no experience. Current partner will soon be history, and sexual, and this is also sexual frustration. It says little to no excitement. Can indicate a strong desire for sex for a particular person, wanting or yearning for someone. So to me, this is like everything on the outside looks good, but when these two people come together, it's not. Having a partner that kind of makes you look good, but like there's no sexual chemistry. So maybe Aries, a long time ago in a land far, far away, you were with someone like this. Maybe you had a partner like this, or maybe you know somebody who has a partner like this, and maybe this is what you didn't want. Maybe this is what you were trying to avoid. You were looking for something real in a relationship. You didn't just want it to look good. You wanted it to be good. Okay, and there's a difference. And so I feel like Aries, for some of you Aries, in the distant past, you were with somebody where it just looked good. It could be an ex-boyfriend, it could be an ex-husband, ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, where it looked good, but you just didn't have chemistry, So it's sort of like now I feel like you have it, but in the past you didn't have it, which is interesting to compare, okay? So, and it could also be that you may still be getting out of this relationship. And for some of you, I feel like it could be that you're just starting something new, or you're just wanting to start something new, and you want it to be fulfilling, and you want it to be, where there is that chemistry, or that has more chemistry than what you've had in the past. So it's possible that some of you maybe are still with that person, but a lot of you, it's just it was something that was a long time ago, and the relationship you're in right now has the fireworks. Okay, in the recent past, more recently, you got this card. And it says, a woman looking for commitment at all costs, after having many non-serious lovers. Trust and loyalty and honesty are major influences, and this will turn her on. Can also indicate indecision about sexuality. There is interest in blindfolds and whips and domination and submission, and the desire to dominate and be submissive. So like she can do both. She doesn't mind being both. Okay. Let's see. So to me, this is about someone who wants commitment, someone who's like needs the commitment, or her relationship won't work. And this is also about an interest in trying new things. And this is an interest in maybe being a little bit like exploring sexuality a little bit more. for female. If you're female, you may have had some inclination at some point to explore maybe the same sex. Okay, just to see, maybe you're bi-curious, or maybe you have a little bit of bisexual tendencies. For some of you, and then for others, it is the interest in kind of the blindfold, maybe the handcuffs, maybe just more the whips, kind of not Grey's Anatomy. Why did I say that? More about 50 Shades of Grey, all this stuff that's going right now in the theaters. It's funny, I haven't seen that movie yet. People all said that it wasn't as good as that it was hyped up to be, which is interesting because I'm doing this deck, and I hope this is fulfilling for you. A lot of people were really disappointed in the movie because it just didn't go where they wanted it to go. But I know that in the movie there's a lot of domination and submission things. So it doesn't have to be where you're into like the full closet full of stuff. Okay, it doesn't have to be that you're like that. You may just have some of you may have tendencies to want to maybe an interest in want to try something like that. Maybe trying to do a few things where you tie your partner up, or you may experiment. Maybe you've experimented with tying your partner up in the past, or doing something similar like that. And for some of you, bisexuality is something that you have, gone through. Maybe it's something you've explored, really thought about, in the past. Because she, to me, is someone who, she's got these two choices. She's got the male on one side and the female on this side. So to me, this is a person who has thought about it before, at the very least. And maybe there's an interest in trying it, but, kind of like wouldn't actually, who's maybe too shy to go out and try it, but wants to try it. So there's a desire there, but, not necessarily, she doesn't necessarily know what she wants. That's the other thing about this. She doesn't know. She may be bisexual, but she doesn't really know what that means. She doesn't know really necessarily if she wants to date a male or if she wants to date a female. She's kind of in between. To me, this is someone who also is single, who has had a lot of different partners in the past, and none of them are satisfying her. Whatever it is that she needs, she's not getting from a partnership. So some of you have interest in the whole domination submission thing. Some of you have bi-curious or bisexual tendencies. Some of you have had a lot of relationships in the past, and none of them have satisfied you sexually at all. And you're looking for something to satisfy you. So you're kind of exploring your options. And it can also be some of you are looking for commitment. Maybe at one point you were looking for commitment, and maybe you're in a committed relationship now, but maybe at one point it was just the foundation for you, what turns you on the most is loyalty, honesty, trust, those things. That's what you want, okay, more than anything else. You might not be bisexual, you might not have had lots of lovers, you may not have any interest in dating opposite sex, or doing anything with, whips, or, anything with, ties or anything like that. It's just more, you want a commitment. And what's crowning you right now is frustration, okay? And this card is, you can see he's kind of like a little bit angry, and she's like, you don't see her face, but you can see like she's probably she's putting her clothes on in a very angry kind of way, or he's helping her put her clothes on in an angry kind of way. Maybe she's, I'm not sure what her deal is. Maybe she's upset. It says sexual frustration and tension in a relationship that is unreleased by arguing. It says the need to kiss and fuck up, okay? Or instead of kiss and make up, I wrote kiss and fuck up. Okay, so that's what you need to do. It says really badly, or just simply break up. It's not worth continuing. So So some of you, not all of you, need to kiss and fuck. That's what you need to do. Some of you need to argue less. You're arguing a lot, and you need to argue less. Some of you just need to break up. You're in a relationship with a man who it's not going to work, and you need to start over. You're looking for different things. You need to move on. That's my feeling. Is you need to move on. You need to break up. But the rest of you, again, need to kind of kiss and make up or argue less. You know, you guys basically just need to have sex more. Okay. That's the bottom line. I say doing it and doing it more. It's important. You got to do it. Okay. And what you don't see coming is, now this was the first card in the deck. And this is one of my additional cards that I took out one and I added this. Okay. And it doesn't have, this is the new Fool card. I took out the regular Fool card, which I didn't like, and I added this guy. This guy, as you can see, he's all pink in the cheeks. And he's happy. She's got his arms around him, and he's happy. He's smiling. He's kind of like a bit dazed and confused because he's had sex so much. And it says, the Fool. It says, a happily married man who enjoys sex with his wife was a fool to stay single for so long as he didn't realize what he'd been missing. If single means marriage, children, and happily ever after, okay? But if you're, could be also... Aries women, you know, you're with a man who's very happy, you know, in the marriage. Can also mean an Aries man who's happy in the marriage. So we've got some interesting cards here because we've got this new beginning for some of you. And we have a new beginning, we have kind of what I feel like is an ending. We have an ending here, and we've got kind of an ending here. With this needing to kind of break up. But then we also have some of you who are in what I would consider to be a good relationship where you're happy. Some of you are happily married. Some of you aren't happily married. So the Fool, though, is, again, you know, this lovely couple here who are really into each other. So that's awesome. This is what you don't see coming, okay? Maybe you know your partner doesn't express this to you, that he's happily married. You know, maybe he's happier than he lets on. But to me, I feel like this is for some of you guys, Aries females. You're in a relationship with a man who's really into you, and you know. He stayed single for a long time, and or maybe all the other relationships it doesn't add up to your relationship now, you know. So we have also in the position of emotions, Aries, we've got this card, which is kind of an interesting card. Okay, we've got this guy who's what I call copping a feel. Okay. It says unexpectedly the guy makes a move on the girl, or cops a feel, or he really wants to. Okay, this is like an unexpected move. You know, a guy is making a move. So Aries females, be on your lookout in March. I feel like your man could make a move that you're not expecting. Okay, which is good. It says, or he really wants to. It says girl has similar feelings and a strong desire for physical contact for fun. Or has much fantasy about someone. This can also be about the first kiss, or first move, or first date. It says to dream about hooking up with someone. Okay, so there's this element of this is like when two people go out and he makes the move. Now I know this is like he's copping a feel and he's grabbing her. Basically in the genitals, okay? So he's grabbing the whole thing. and so she's not expecting that. So maybe, if you're This is kind of what you want to have happen. Maybe you want your guy to initiate more, or maybe you want your girl to make the first move, or maybe you're waiting for someone to make a move. The first kiss. It can be if you're in a relationship. You're married or whatever. This is you wanting your partner to initiate more. That's the thing. You want them to show up at work and kind of just grab you and kiss you. You know what I mean? Or grab you in the genitals, whichever your fantasy, whatever your fantasy is. It could be one of something like that. And so, okay, so then what we have coming in from the outside is this I call this the angry girl cards. Angry, I think this is the OBGYN card, okay? Females not being kind of irritability for the girl, feeling kind of just PMSy. It says taking time out to be alone, to not have sex for a long time, potentially waking up after a wild night and a bit confused and wondering what have I done. This is for those of you who are a little bit more on the wild side. Having some OBGYN issues. I feel like it's this PMS though thing. It's this hormone thing. It says for a man, a woman who's quite fed up and wants a divorce or breakup. But if you're like an Aries female, I feel like it's more just some female problems, some female issues, some hormonal issues, some PMS stuff, where you're just not quite, maybe your cycle is like a little bit off, or maybe you're just not quite feeling, maybe your sex drive, like maybe towards the end of March kind of dies down a little bit, or maybe you just want some alone time. Like maybe sex is not as much on your mind as the alone time. You just need alone time. Okay, and so where were we? Okay, so then the interesting thing is the position of attitude I think this is the shy person card. This is shy guy or shy girl, okay? Shyness. It says wanting to have sex but not having much experience, or needing to get out there again and start dating more. It says you won't meet him on the couch by watching porn or reading romantic novels. It says to have a strong sense of sensuality and erotica, or the desire for sex, but having body issues or shyness may inhibit closing a deal. So, Aries men, Aries men, are they're very sexual, but they are very introverted sometimes. Sometimes they are the shy guy, So this could be you, Aries guys. This could be you're shy, and maybe you want things to kind of happen, but you're not sure how to go about making them happen. Aries females, you may have some insecurities about maybe the way you look, and you're not feeling as sexy because of the way you look for some reason. And the thing is Aries females, they are the makeup hair queens, okay? They're the hoarders as far as makeup and hair and like clothes and the way they look. Because in a past life, they at one point really didn't have that. They had the Libra, they had more balance, and they were more about the other person. But in this life, they're about them. Excuse me. So it's all about figuring out who they are. And through that whole process, they need to take a lot of time for themselves, needing to kind of be confident, become confident people. Okay, so both guys and girls need to become more confident, okay, in how they look and who they are as a person. Building confidence, that's important, and that's what I see. And then the outcome is This is, one of my favorite cards. It's a really fun card. It says having a desire for sex because of strong feelings, mutual common interests, goals, a love of food. For some of you, and then it says not having sex due to it being the beginning of a relationship, needing to be kind of patient and calm and not rush. I wrote, you will fuck hard eventually. The anticipation can be used as a turn on, as it can be sweet if you have that mindset, okay? So some of you, there may be time, like maybe you don't see your partner that much. So there's a thing about anticipation. Maybe it's like you want to see them more, you want to be with them more. There are a lot of strengths in your relationship. This can also be a curvy woman who loves her food and a sexy man looking for that kind of comfort and nurturing in a woman. I wrote, he loves you, he thinks you are sexy. So irregardless of whether you're curvy or not, your man thinks you're sexy, okay? You could be stick figure or you could be this, okay? And it doesn't matter to him. He just thinks you're hot and sexy. And some of you, this can be the beginning of a relationship, or this can be someone who's already in a relationship. But this is desire. So I feel like in the beginning of March, sexuality and desire are strong. Okay, maybe you're getting it on in the beginning of March. You may get into an argument at some point. Okay, and then I feel like things kind of get better. And then I feel like you take some time out. Again, so it's kind of like you're in a roller coaster. Things are good, and then kind of things die down sex-wise. And then things are good, and then things die down. Maybe you get some PMS issues for a week or two, and then your sex drive gets going again, and the outcome is you wanting to have sex again. So I feel like for you, sex-wise, Aries, you're going to be getting it on this month. Okay? You will. Don't worry about that. You may just be in a little bit of a cycle with the women in your life where they're on their period, or they're in a cycle, or they're having issues. This is for Aries men, okay? Aries females, I feel like you are going to be having some hormonal issues, and you also need to have time for yourself, and you need to remember to take time for yourself. By doing so, you'll have more of a sex drive, actually. And if there's any kind of distance or any kind of anticipation where you're not seeing someone as much as you would like, that's actually sweetens the relationship. It makes you desire each other more. So don't think of that as a negative thing. For those of you who are married, I think you need to kind of take turns initiating sex or initiating kind of physical contact. Maybe your partner, for ladies, maybe your partner wants you to initiate, at some point. Maybe they're always the one making the overture, and so it would be good, ladies, if that's you, to do that. If they're always making, ladies, if you're making the overture and you're making the move on the guy, maybe he'll surprise you. Maybe you let him know. Hint. Be like, maybe bring home something sexy to wear. And then maybe he will, and he'll surprise you. I think one of my favorite cards in the whole deck is the Fool card. I love this card because this is a man who he looks really like, in a way, he's so happy. He's on like cloud nine. He has no idea, like he did not know that this relationship was going to be this good. And so to me, it's just a blessing. And I like seeing that. I'm getting a tingle on this too. I like seeing that in relationships. There are people out there, especially guys, that are happy. They're happy. he may not have sex that much, but he's just happily married, you know? And for whatever reason, his wife makes him happy. So if you're married, I feel like your marriage may improve, okay? Um, if you're in a relationship, you may be going through a breakup and you may need to, like, you're not married, but you're just dating, but you're in a serious relationship. I feel like at some point you're going through the motions. You're exploring. You're like, I think you're trying to kind of come to terms with what chemistry is, or what sexual chemistry is, or what is satisfying to you in a sexual relationship or in a relationship in general, sex or not. You're looking for a certain kind of dynamic, and maybe in the past, or even what you're in right now, isn't what you want, and so you're kind of headed for that. You're kind of exploring that, and you're headed for that, making that decision. And I feel like you're gonna make. I feel like you're gonna make a decision. I feel like you're gonna start something new, and then it's gonna lead to being very happy and very fulfilled. In the end, you do need to make a move, though. if this is you, don't be afraid to make the move. Don't be afraid to tell a person how you feel. Because maybe they want you to, you don't see him. See, the thing is, in this picture, you don't see her. She could have slapped him, but she's not, right? So guys, keep that in mind. I'm not saying some girls would slap you, but I'm saying, maybe the girl that you have in mind isn't that way. So maybe she wouldn't mind. Give you a wink there. Okay, so that's all for you, Aries. I'm going to keep going through the zodiac. Thank you so much for all your comments and emails. And I am doing private readings, so feel free to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com. I send you big hugs, big kisses, and I will be back for more. Stay tuned. Thank you.